And welcome back. The moment of truth in the Bob Crane case. And I'm joined tonight by 5 people who have lived and breathed this case for 30 years. Bob Crane's son, Bob Jr., is with us tonight. Rick Romley, the county attorney who prosecuted John Carpenter. Michael Lake was the foreman of the jury, and Barry Vassal, who investigated this case from Scottsdale PD for years. And we're also joined tonight by Stephen Avila, who is John Carpenter's attorney in Oakland, California tonight. Gentlemen, thank you for being with us. Several jurors have told me that if they had DNA in 1994 that proved that the blood in John Carpenter's rental car came from Bob Crane, they would have convicted John Carpenter, no question about it. True, Michael?
That's true.
DNA tests at the time were inconclusive. 22 years later, we have retested those same samples from Carpenter's car at Bodie Cellmark Forensics using the latest DNA science, and this time around, we got a result. We got a result. And tonight, for the first time, we are revealing those results to the world. The DNA found on the door of John Carpenter's rental car is not from Bob Crane. The tests actually picked up 2 DNA profiles. A major contributor is from a man. His identity is unknown. Second DNA profile is a partial profile, too degraded to reach any conclusions. This is an explosive development. I think we all went into this expecting this was going to come back John Carpenter as the guilty man. Bob Crane's blood in your father's car. Case closed.
Shocking.
What do you make of this?
I'm shocked right now. There were always 2 people in my mind, John Carpenter or my stepmother, for different reasons. But it was on John's car.
I think we're all frankly stunned. Stephen Avila in Oakland tonight, you have said from the very beginning that police had the wrong guy, that your client did not kill Bob Crane.
And the reason I said that is I took an objective view of the evidence that we had at that time. I knew my client, and I stated from day one he did not kill Bob Crane. This is wonderful news for his family. This is wonderful news for John, who has passed away, to know that he's finally been vindicated, not only in a court of law, but in a court of public opinion. He was vilified for so many years unfairly, and the evidence in this case was ignored, which led to his prosecution.
Let me stop you.
District attorneys didn't
Right.
not prosecute this case.
Let me turn to Barry Vassal, who knows DNA evidence well. Is there any possible way we're missing something here?
There's a possibility that the sample that was collected and tested was not part of the evidence that we had on the door panel back in 1978. That door panel and that evidence was tested over and over and over again and basically washed clean.
Could have washed away the original blood and that there's nothing left, but wouldn't we get something from Bob Crane in that sample?
I don't believe so, not the way that it was tested in the past.
It does not change your mind?
Not at all.
Rick Romley, you prosecuted the case. If you had this evidence in 1994, would you have gone forward with prosecuting John Carpenter if you had what we had tonight?
It's a bit of a Hobson choice, because information had come to me that John Carpenter was quite ill, and the family I felt that they had an obligation that we bring somebody to trial, and all of the other evidence was all pointing to John Carpenter. So I may still have brought the case because all of the other evidence, all of the motive was still there. But following up on the question that went to Barry as well on the evidence, we had 2 profiles. One was not Bob Crane, but one was inconclusive.
Right.
And as I had mentioned to you some time ago, that my concern was, even back then, because we had such trouble with, gathering up all of the evidence. I mean, DPS had lost the car.
Right, Department of Public Safety.
The Department of Public Safety. And we had to, I think it was New Mexico, we had to go back and find the car.
So you think
there's a possibility that the blood that was there could be contaminated. It wasn't preserved right, and that inconclusive part could have been it. No excuses.
Let me ask Michael Lake. Michael, you guys rendered a verdict. You and I talked about this months ago. I think, again, we felt if we got a sample, it was going to be Bob Crane's blood in John Carpenter's rental car, case closed. I think we both thought that. I think a lot of us thought that. Stephen didn't, but the rest of us might have. How do you feel about your verdict now, 22 years later?
I agree with them. It still could be
You still think John
contaminated.
Carpenter did it,
Yes, I do.
even despite what we've found in this test?
Yeah, it could be contaminated, like they were saying.
You are doubting the evidence, the DNA evidence.
Yes, sir.
Stephen Avila, we've got some doubters here on the DNA.
Look, I've done so many homicide cases which DNA plays such a prominent role. We've learned to accept the results of the DNA test. We've learned it as defense lawyers. Prosecutors have learned at it. To come forward now with this conjecture that somehow it's contaminated with absolutely no proof of it is just outrageous. At one point, do we stop saying that a man who didn't kill his best friend did not kill him?
You said after the trial that the killer, the real killer, is still out there. Do you believe that?
I believe the real killer was a woman. They are just ignoring common sense in this entire prosecution and the entire case itself. What you have is a situation which lends itself to one conclusion and one conclusion only. Mr. Crane knew this person who came into his apartment. He had sex with her. There's evidence of sexual intercourse with somebody, and it was a woman, and they ignored it. The last person with him was a woman who was not properly interrogated.
Barry,
by the police.
let me hold off there. Barry, you investigated this case from the beginning. You think Carpenter was let into the apartment by Bob Crane that night.
Yes, absolutely.
And then Crane went to sleep, being comfortable with the person in that apartment.
Yes,
And you believe John Carpenter bludgeoned him.
yes, I do.
No doubt.
No doubt.
This doesn't change that for you.
No, not at all.
And you told me you'd feel that way, regardless of how this all came out. Bob Crane Jr., I know you're stunned. You're sitting there.
I'm
I
wordless.
know. I think a lot of us are stunned. I think we expected it to go a certain way. I think we went into it thinking that. What do you make of this as you're hearing this? The idea that it might have been a woman, someone else, that may be unknown to us.
It makes sense. I mean, John Carpenter's always been number one in my mind. As I mentioned earlier, my stepmother, Patty, number two. They were going through brutal divorce. She gained all the estate, wasn't huge, but nice. No one else gained anything from it except Patty. And I agree with everyone. It was somebody that he was comfortable with. He went to bed. He would not have gone to bed with someone.
stranger or
a
somebody,
stranger.
yeah,
There's
right.
no break-in. There's no violence in the apartment that I know of, outside of the actual murder. Nothing got tossed.
Michael Lake, take me in the jury room real quick. When you guys were deliberating, you told me that everybody on that jury, and Stephen, you may find this interesting, everybody on that jury pretty much thought Carpenter did it. But
yeah.
you did not have DNA. That was the key. No DNA to positively say the blood in his car was from Bob Crane. Is that right?
That was the only evidence that they had.
But in your gut, you felt Carpenter was a guy.
Yes.
Barry, we're hearing this over and over, yet our tests, and we tested exactly what you guys tested in '94, the same two samples. One of the samples we got nothing off of, the blood had been completely washed off it. We got a hit on this second sample. You're doubting it. You're doubting the science, I know.
I do. Mostly because I didn't have custody of the evidence from the beginning to the end. I wasn't able to watch how the evidence was handled when it was tested and all the various locations
Right.
that it went to.
Stephen, you're hearing this. Final thought.
My final thought is that Mr. Lake and the jurors did the proper thing. They followed their oath. They said, before we convict anybody who's presumed innocent of a crime of this magnitude, we need real evidence. And what I'm hearing here today is that with the evidence that you have now produced, which was not available to me back when I tried the case, you have conclusive evidence that that blood in the car was not Mr. Crane's. And I'm hearing people say that in spite of that, they still would have brought this case. There's something wrong with that attitude.
Stephen, thank you.
We have to respect the system, and the system here is that the jury did their duty for an innocent man.
I want to end with you, Bob Jr., because I came to you a year and a half ago, hoping to put some closure on this case. We get this result tonight. Are you still glad we did it?
Absolutely. I applaud you and your crew, all the work you guys have done, everybody that you've gathered on tape and here and on screen. You've done your job. You've done great work.
If the county attorney gives us a go-ahead, we are going to put this DNA into CODIS. There's not much left of it, but we are going to try to figure out whose DNA this is that we found in that sample. In the end, we went into this with a very earnest effort to try to find the truth. The science is what the science is, and as a journalist, we report it to you, no holds barred. We're giving you what we got. We cannot control the outcome. This is what the science tells us. And I think it only deepens the mystery into who killed Bob Crane. We're going to continue this discussion tonight on our YouTube channel, Fox 10 News Now. Gentlemen, thank you very much
Thank you.
for being with
Thank
us
you.
tonight.
Great
Stephen,
job.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.